Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Leonard Coldwell, or better known as Dr. C. We are all worried about what's going on in our nation, gun control, chemtrails, GMOs. It is just really weird and very horrible actually. But what I'm going to talk about today is gun control, because it is very close to my heart, because when they took in Germany, when Hitler took the guns away, my great-grandfather ended up in a Nazi concentration camp. Taking the guns away was the beginning. But I want to go to some facts here. We all know where there is a liberal gun law. First of all gun laws are illegal or absolutely unlawful. There is a Second Amendment, end of story. So everything out there is unlawful. And when we start trying you all for treason, ladies and gentlemen, that are thinking they're making the laws and are allowed to make unlawful laws and committing treason on a daily basis, when we start to prosecute you for treason, you will see what you did wrong. But anyway, every gun law ever made is absolutely unlawful in America. So Second Amendment, a right to bear arms, end of story. But what I want to talk about are facts, absolute facts. Wherever there are liberal gun laws and everybody is carrying guns and all the criminals know that every citizen is carrying guns, there is a very low crime rate. The guns are only there as an equalizer, as a protector. What are you going to do against the 380-pound guy that has under PCP, angel dust, LSD, whatever, and is coming for you? You want to defend yourself with scissors? Absurd. But ladies and gentlemen, here is the reason why they go after the so-called assault weapons. First of all, there's no such thing as an assault weapon. There are no assault weapons. There are war weapons, hunting weapons, and there are self-defense weapons. There is no such thing as an assault weapon. So they're going for a certain type of weapon because they know that with a clip, with a magazine, with an ammunition provider, with a certain amount of rounds in it, you are able to defend yourself against these kind of people that came for us, for our fellow Americans in Katrina. When Katrina happened, do you remember the videos? Do you remember what happened when they jumped this elderly lady and she was completely bruised for handing basically over a .38 revolver that wasn't even loaded, as I remember it? It doesn't really matter. There was no reason to jump this lady. If this would have been a relative of mine, I would have jumped a couple of people, just believe me. But ladies and gentlemen, here is the absolute truth about all of this. Katrina was created to train for gun control. Do you remember the videos when they are standing there with their rifles pointing towards the entrance door, 5, 6 people at a time, SWAT teams and so on? These were American citizens. These were citizens that already got hit by Katrina. They were hit hard. They lost relatives, they lost friends, they lost their dogs, their cats, whatever, their homes. So what was a reason to go there for gun confiscation and stand outside with rifles pointing towards the entrance door of a civilian home, not somebody that hasn't done anything wrong? What's wrong? And what they did is they did all of this to try gun confiscation. And what happened is that the only guns, the only rifles, the only whatever weapons you can use to defend yourself successfully against these type of unlawful SWAT teams, unlawful confiscation of guns, everything they did there was unlawful. They didn't let the food in, they didn't let help in, they didn't let water in, they just wanted to test what's going on. The police raped women, even in the parts of the richer parts, the higher upper parts, where there was not even a flood. The police raped and gang raped women. The police did all the crimes, all the thefts and all these kind of things to see what's going on and what they can get away with. But ladies and gentlemen, here's a fact. How can you defend yourself from 5 criminal government goons outside your door that unlawfully trying to enter your home and steal your property, your food, your water filters, your guns, your ammunition? The only way is to have a magazine or a gun with much more than 7 or than 10 rounds. Because if you shoot 5 times and there are 5 guys out there shooting back at you that want to harm you, want to rape your wife, want to rape your child, how do you fight back against unlawful tyrannical attacks? You only fight back if you have enough ammunition, if you have the right guns, the right rifles to do so. So ladies and gentlemen, look at the facts. They come for a certain kind of rifle, a certain kind of magazine, because they don't want you to be able to defend yourself against the tyrannical government coming for you, coming to rape your wife, your children, take your food. They are coming. That's what they did all over the place in Louisiana. That's what they did in New Orleans. So ladies and gentlemen, wake up. That has absolutely nothing to do. Every bank robber can do anything with a 10-round or 7-round magazine. And do you think, Feinstein or Como, that we forget you when we start trying you for treason? We don't forget you. You are high up on the list. And there's only one verdict, one ruling for treason. There's only one penalty for treason. Don't forget that we are coming for you lawfully. We can all form a grand jury, 27 people coming together, forming a grand jury, and we're coming after you. It will come. I'm a peaceful person. I don't have any of these rifles or any of the stuff you want to confiscate or make illegal. You don't have the right to do anything. You have no rights. You are working for the U.S. federal government, which is nothing else than a U.S. corporation. The U.S. corporation was registered 1933 by President Roosevelt in France. It's a corporation. The only jurisdiction you guys have is in Washington, D.C., the 10 square miles of Washington, D.C. That's all of it. You have no jurisdiction over the states. You have no jurisdiction over me. You have no jurisdiction over any one of the people. You only have jurisdiction over the territories you bought or the government employees or the people in D.C. End of story. Why are there national parks? Because there's all this raw material underneath, gold, diamonds, silver, there's gas, there's oil. That's why there are national parks. So you cannot get it from the people, so you come up with Agenda 21 so that you can take, criminally steal the land from the people where you know there are all the treasures underneath. Every national park, ladies and gentlemen, is only there because they wanted to make sure that they get the raw material underneath. There's usually diamonds, gold, silver, gas, or gasoline underneath these grounds. That's why they steal. If they cannot steal your property, they take a frog that is on the endangered species list, put it there and say, oh, because a frog is there, we have to call out the natural preserve and we throw you off your property and we own it now. The feds can own nothing. The states, only the 50 states created the federal government. So we can recreate the federal government every 5 minutes if we are up to. The federal government is the lowest on the line. Obama is nothing else. And Alan West said it, the CEO of the U.S. corporation. It's not a country, it's a corporation. You guys need to wake up. It's the last possibility to wake up. Our time is now. The New World Order goons and whores are out there trying to take it all. And what they do is what everybody else did, Stalin and Hitler and Mussolini, they come for the guns first. It makes absolutely no sense. The most crimes are not committed with what they call assault weapons. The most crimes and atrocities are not committed with any of these. There are more people stabbed than shot. More people die with cars than through guns. So, and why are they going to exactly the only guns and the magazine with the amounts of rounds that can really help you to defend yourself? Because they want to make sure when the UN troops are coming for us, and they are already in the country, and Obama, as committing treason, signed over the military authorities, etc., completely unlawfully to the UN. We are America, the Republic. We are not your slaves. Even if you think with the 14th Amendment, you made us and turned us all into slaves, people think that the 14th Amendment set people free. No, it made everybody a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen is a slave. That's why it stated the 14th Amendment the way it stated. It turned us all into slaves, not set the slaves free. So we are not U.S. citizens. We are the people. I'm one of the people. And my friends are the people, one of the people. Here is where it ends. Here's where it stops. There's 47 million people now are ready, are organized in some kind of a patriot movement. We are going to stand up lawfully and peacefully for our rights. We will come for you legally and lawfully for treason. We don't forget you, believe me. That was Dr. Leonard Coldwell, better known as Dr. C, and believe me, I will see you.
Mr. President, members of Congress, you've been making a lot of noise about taking our guns away. But you might want to review history. 1835, Gonzales Texas territory. The authorities wanted to confiscate the big gun that protected that colony. You know what the people said? Come and take it. Because they were willing to fight for their freedom and their guns. So are we.
Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. We want the freedom that God gave us, so you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it.
One shot at a time. Just like Gonzalez, we're keeping our guns.